importance of finding shortcuts to success. These and many other issues will be the focus on Role Model. Join Oluwatobi Babarinde on OSBC TV, channel 113 on Star Time and 502 on Free TV every Monday 6:30 p.m. to 7 p.m. Role Model, it promises to be educating and interesting. Watch out. You are once again welcome to another scintillating edition of the program Role Model, reaching you directly from the stables of Osun State Broadcasting Corporation, Ile-Awiye Oke-Baale, Osogbo. My name, of course, is Oluwatobi Babarinde, your regulars on the program, your regular host on the program. Don't forget that it's on this program we discuss issues that are pertinent to our youth. We discuss issues, those things that can, encourage our youth to live a better life. And we often say that if you look at the population in Nigeria today, that over 70% of the population of Nigeria are made up with these younger people. So the program is set to address those gray areas, those things that look very great, that we are not getting right. We want to inculcate the right culture, virtues into our younger generation. And we say that on this program, we want to de-emphasize too much significance, high premium on materialism, finding shortcut to success, lack of patience, and hard work. We want to encourage some of these things. This is all mark of the program. And on behalf of the entire production crew and members of my team who together will be doing this program today, I'm once again welcoming you on board. Yes, several episodes of the program have discussed a lot of topics in the past. But today I already have my guests in the house who together will be doing it and is going to tell us how it started, what made him special, and a lot of things like that. So, doing justice to our discussion on the program today, I already have my guest, like I said, and he is a man, but he's in the nursing profession. And he's nurse Faniro Olu. He's the one together will be doing on today's program. You are welcome on the program, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, it's good to have you. While we discussed before now on camera, I said something that you are in the nursing profession, and you are a man, and you look as if that profession, a lot of us believe it is feminine. It's more woman than other female. But looking, we still come to that. Would you please introduce yourself to?
Thank you, the moderator, for the opportunity given to me this evening. By name, I'm Nurse Fanny Samuel Olumide. I work with the Osun Teaching Hospital. To God be the glory, as of today I'm the Deputy Director of Nursing Services. Nursing, as you said, it looks like more feminine, but that doesn't mean it's exclusively for the female. So I want to tell you, we still have male nurses that are doing well, and we thank God that today the nurses are doing fine, fantastic when it comes to nursing profession.
Where the nurses are doing fine, and viewers, you can see he's role model, and he's our role model for today. And God has helped him. He has risen to that level of deputy director. And look at in that ministry, in that area. Look at him doing fine, and he's a man. So we don't have any excuse for saying some professions are meant for male or female. All we need to do is to be serious, focused, and get it right. While you are growing up, during your education-wise, when you are growing up, your academic days, if you want to compare it with now, during your growing days, how was it like academically?
Thank you once again. You see, when we are talking of educational pursuit, is more of commitment. Commitment, what do I mean by commitment? Is what you have in mind. I grew up in, well, I cannot call it a village. It was a small London, in Bajo, in Boluwadro local government of Osun State. I grew up, I did my primary school, secondary school in Ibadan. But in our own days, Agbajo is more of a Greek area. Yeah. Even after coming from school, in the evening you go to farm. Come back by 7:30, and you still have to read. And thank God today, I can boast and say that many of our people are doing fine today because of that rigor. We thought then was that they were punishing us. But today, we've realized it And the bottom line of everything is commitment.
It's commitment.
Despite going to farm, coming back by 7:30, I still have to read my book. And fortunately or unfortunately then, you don't have much of this electricity that we are talking about today. But you have to read, you have to do your assignment, and you have to be committed.
Okay, you have to read, you have to do your assignment, and you have to be committed. Yes, but if you look at it these days, still on education, look at it these days, it's called that during your ongoing days, from what you have just said, narrated, the scenario you have just painted now, obviously showed that what we call discipline is we have it at the highest level at that time, even in the educational setting. But if you look at it today, you discover that we don't really have that one today. Are we really getting the right education wise today?
Well, I think where we're having a problem is the system is going down. The system then, it was a rigorous education. Unlike these days, though it's a pity that we are not advancing into our own better advantage. It will have been to our own good. In our own days, we don't have all this Android. We don't have even minimal nursery and primary school then. But despite that, we are committed. All this Android needs to be advanced to the positive advancement for our children. But instead, they are being carried away from using it to better their education. For example, now, all these Android have the applications where you can get all these curriculum, all these topics, all these subjects analyzed. But these days, instead of our children to be committed to use it positively, they are using it other way around. You will see them pinging, you will see them chatting. And even to read these days, in our own days, if they give you assignment, you bring books together to sort it out. But instead, you go to AI, go to ChatGPT and do the assignment. So it makes them to have less critical thinking, unlike yesteryears, where you sit down, you think, you read 3 or 4 textbooks together before you come out and do your assignment. But these days, even without referencing, they will just do it and get away. And that's why it's affecting their critical thinking today.
Okay, affecting their critical thinking today. Let me come this way. Looking at it from that perspective, you will discover that while we talk about education, compare in those periods, in those days, compare with now, and one of the factors affecting younger generations, and like I said in my intro, over 70% of Nigerian population are made up with this younger generation. So it's become very obvious and very conspicuous that we need to get it right. And when purpose is not discovered, they say abuse becomes inevitable. Yes. And this younger generation will form up the larger society. What I'm trying to bring out is that let's look at it, the role of parents. The program is role model. And you are, as a guest or role model of today's edition of the program, you have told us how you started. How was the support, the kind of support you see from your parents? Because if you look at it nowadays, a lot of parents, even the key to support their children, even when they do something negative, going to school because of discipline or punishment to their children, harassing the teachers and a lot of things like that, and that. But during your own growing days, was it like that? Can we look at in that area?
Thank you, the moderator. You see, discipline matters when it comes to education.
Very key.
Even in child psychology, they tell you as a parent, you have your own role to play. I did education before coming to nursing. Parents have their own role. The school have their own role. Parents have their own role. And in upbringing of our children, we need to get it right. Today we are betting indiscipline, which is making it to degenerate when it comes to
cultural value.
Morals. Yes. And the worst part of it is this Mutenzori. The Mutenzori that we are talking about, if you go to the child educational psychology, is not the way we are implementing it. But today, we don't want to beat the children. We don't want to even talk to their senses. They will say they have their own right. But there's the cultural disparity. In the advanced country, the way they bring their own words is different from the way we bring our own. And the African settings still remain African settings. And that's why today, even let's start from home. How many children prostrate or kneel down to greet their parents today? Talk less of going to school and say you want to greet the parents, the teachers, or this and that. And the teachers today, they are bird of the same feather. It's what you have that you will impart. Most of these teachers today too, they are product of what? So that's what we are saying. When we want to give real education, discipline is incorporated. But if we remove discipline, then it becomes what we are saying today. And that's why, as parents, we have our own rule from our own home. School percentage, I can say, is 30%. Basically, the discipline and training of child start from home. That's where parents have their own role to play. And even if we go deeper to the home that we are talking about, father of the house, mother of the house, don't they have disparity in the training or teaching given to their parents, to their children? Some mother will be, hey, I know what I passed through before having this child. Father, don't beat my child. All these things. And meanwhile, even in the Bible, it affirms it that you teach your child the way it should go. It should go.
So when it's grown up, we won't depart.
That is it. But today, we are over pampering our children, and that's what is happening today. And that's why you see them. Many people are in the university, rusticated. Many people cannot have good grades today because the foundation is faulty.
Because the foundation is faulty. Well, my viewers probably are just joining us the program. On the screen, as you can see, it's role model. And on this edition of the program, what we do on this program is we encourage our younger generation, the youth, to be focused, to have vision, to be determined in what they do. And this is one of the essence of the hallmark and the major essence of this program. And on today's edition of the program, I have my guest in the house who is already seated. That is Nurse Fanny Olumide Sunday. He's the one whom together we are looking and dissecting on our topic for today. And well, for inquiries, for involvement, for any other thing that you want to know as regards this program, please don't hesitate to get to us on this number 0065052932. 0065052932 is the number to get to us on our social media platform, WhatsApp, whether SMS, or whatever you want to know. Please, you can get to us through that program. We also need sponsor. You can get to, and you'll be glad you did. Coming back to you, Nurse, Fanny, like I said the other time, this program is called Role Model, and one of the essence of this program is that we want to de-emphasize too much significant, materialism, and the lack of impatience and a lot of things that are culminated into some of these social vices, these artificial vices that we see all around in our society today, to be precise. So my next question is, most often than not, when you see our younger people today, what we call patience is not in their dictionary. They want to get everything done. They want to start from the top. Somebody was even saying that if somebody is in the civil service, by the time you finish 35 years, everything you get out of that time, out of that your whole year after your retirement, is what they will use and spend it away in just a few weeks when they were at that kind of corner. Look at that. Those patience and some of these things, the shortcut to success is what they admire, and it's really bringing down the level of moral culture and values in our society. You as a role model for today, who has also started from the grassroots and following the right path to where you are. What is your take on this? What would you say to this on not being hardworking and being patient?
Thank you, sir. If you want to go by what is happening in our environment, you know that impatience is at the optimal level now. But the question I want, or let me say the few I want to give our people at home, how many of these people that have been shortcoming and have been able to be successful? Success comes with hard work.
Or even at times, if they are successful, it's not. It won't last long.
Yes, that is where I'm going. Okay. Reason being that even in Yoruba, they will say, well, it's what you labor for, what you suffer for, that lasts longer. But all these shortcuts can never take us to anywhere. And if we are opportune to have the weather we are talking about, it might not last because we don't know how to maintain that success. We don't have the experience to maintain that success. And that's why today, many of our younger ones are not ready to go to school. Even if they go to school, they will tell you, I cannot do civil service job, I cannot do what. It's good. But when you are doing it, are you doing it with hard labor? Are you doing it with commitment? Are you doing it with proper education and with the fear of God? That is the ultimate. Because I should not do anything that will affect you. I should not do anything that will bring you down. But most of what our younger ones are looking at today is how to bring the other person down for them to rise.
You want to start from fence and
yes, and it doesn't last. It doesn't last. It's not that we that we are at civil service or at even private practice does not know how to get shortcoming and shortcut
to success.
But the issue is things needs to go gradual, and after going gradual, you'll be able to reach that level and you'll be able to sustain it. Sustainability of success is where we're having the problem. And to me, it's a systemic failure. The system has failed. Instead of us to be celebrating intelligence, to be celebrating hard working, we are celebrating mediocrity. And that's why we're having problem. If you are somewhere where you can impart knowledge, where you can impart discipline, they will tell you you are not rich, you are not a millionaire, but our community, our society is celebrating mediocrity. And that's where we are having problem. Those people that we are referencing today talk of any discipline, they must have had the commitment, they must have had started from the scratch. But the younger ones, we have them all over. They want to be rich one day, they want to be at the peak one day, and it doesn't work that way.
So what factor can we attribute to some of these reasons why they what are some of these?
Well, thank you. That's why I said earlier on that we are having systemic failure in all ramifications, from our home, even from the church, religious houses. If you look at the yesteryears,
I'm still coming to that.
Yes, religious houses, what are we telling them? What are we preaching to them? So the system needs to be rebranded.
Okay, systemic failure, religion-wise, and a lot of things. That will take me to my next question. And the next question is, if you look, there is this popular adage that we used to say that it is too high that give back to children. Yes. But more than three, should take care of that children to really have the right, get the right path in life. Now the question is, you look at society today, just like you said, we are celebrating Meduka, we are celebrating average, people that are average. And if you look at it, the role of the religious leaders, both Christian-wise and Islamic way, and even traditional, it cannot be overemphasized. It's very key and very germane. Somebody is just coming in even to the church, paying tithe, you don't really know what it does. You are collecting the money, making him the chairman of an occasion in the church, and you just without really assessing what it does for living. That is one. The other one also is there from this other aspect. But the society also will celebrate some of these people, the church and religious leaders. Whose fault is this? What should we, what are our religious leaders, our religious fathers? What kind of message do we preach to these people? Let us look at it from that angle and in form of admission so that we can have a better society.
Well, thank you, Mr. Moderator. I think in that area we need to have reorientation. The way we were brought up then, the fear of God was instilled in our life. Instilled. Even if let's start from the little. If anything meets in the church, then if you come back the following day, third day, you will still meet it. But stealing is rampant in the church today. So no fear of God. That's number one.
Whose fault is that?
Well, I still want to say
the truth of
is the system.
The system.
One, when I say the system is from the home. How do I instill the fear of God in my child? Because everything that we are talking about comes from home. Gathering together of home becomes a community. Today, we are not having an healthy community. In our own yesteryear, where we are brought up, as you rightly said, it's only 2 eyes that gave birth to many. Even somebody from 1 kilometer can come to your house and discipline your child. You dare not say, why should you come to my house? But today, all of us are even fencing our building. I don't even know my neighbor. Talk less of knowing the children of that neighbor. Talk less of say, okay, this one violate the rule, let me discipline. Even if you discipline, the parent of such word can even query you. You know, today we talk about fundamental human rights, we talk about a series of laws. Meanwhile, culturally, I do say it, African culture is rich, but instead we are imbibing Western culture.
In concrete terms, it's short. What should be the rule?
So the religion now,
leaders?
We should preach the word of God.
Tell the
Not
truth.
yes, tell the truth. Not accumulation of wealth. Prosperity.
Where in church, in mosque, no.
Yes, prosperity is what we are preaching now. That value are not being preached today, and that's why we are missing it. When home is good, the religious aspect supposed to teach the gospel the way it is. But today, if you say the truth, your members might disappear. And that's what is having make us to have that blunder today. Because everybody wants to have a larger congregation, 1,000 congregation, 2,000 congregation. Meanwhile, the Yoruba day you say if teeth is only 2, it should be wide and should be used
strong to cut.
Yeah, you see. So today, it's not a matter of congregation. Tell them the truth.
The mosque.
The mosque. Even the traditionalists now, we're having issue with them too, because there are adulterated people there too. So if you now look at the religious settings as a whole, you will see there are lapses. But the bottom line of it is teach the truth, teach the gospel, be it in the church, in the mosque, or in the shrine. Let them know the truth. As when we know the truth will set us free. Unlike today, that we are preaching prosperity, preaching being rich, miracle, and that's why we are getting exploited. So we should explain the word to them in the real sense of it. And through that, this fear of God, when it is instilled in our children, surely they will have the fear of God. But today, everything goes. Okay. Even some of our children are not even go to church again.
Okay, let's look at it this way. If you look at of recent, I was in a forum. With these young people, discussing with them, and so some of them keep up with this kind of questions. That even though those ones who are doing excellently well, who are very sound, you understand, that the other time we said the society celebrates the mediocre and people who are not, but at the expense of those who are performing excellently well, who are doing fine. And some of them, somebody who came out with 2-1, 1-1 from university is on the street, roaming the street. It's not having job. Those of them that they say they are contented, they are godly, they are trying to manage. But at the end of these other guys that went for shortcut, that go for shortcut, you just score them messing them up. It's better come to our society than just give you one job. It's using fencer and it's doing fine. But they are on the right path. They look as if the system, probably the government is not looking at them. And when you finish from universities, you understand, when you celebrate some of this, that is the end of that day. You don't see them placing them, fixing them with that. So what advice, this role model cuts across a lot of stakeholders, the government on their side. What should they are trying, but what do you think should be done?
Yes,
this one are doing fine.
Thank you, moderator. You see, our government side too need to calculate. In the years, even we, at my own age, we didn't benefit from that. But we had that even in the university, the moment you finish, you get a job. Unlike this year that we are finding ourselves. So for us to have first class student, excellent student roaming about is a minus on the part of our government. They might be saying where to put them. You see, in the advanced country, they create wealth, they create space. The government should create space for these people.
Exactly for those
yes, the genius should be encouraged.
So they will be good role model.
That is it. How do we groom them is to get them fixed into the system. Even in the university, in the years, first class students are fixed to the system. Even they don't do masters, they will go for PhD directly. So we can still do the same thing this time around. So I'm imploring the government to look towards that side. All these genius, all these first class students, not only celebrating them on graduation day,
fixing them
fix them and let them be a model.
And what about these other people that are also into business ventures? There's one popular program, I won't mention it, that when we watch it, everybody knows that program. Millions, CMTN, all these big, they give this money for nudity. for something that is not good. These other ones that are doing fine,
all those people that are wealthy, wealthy people in our society. One thing I do tell people is this wealth given to them is not meant for them alone. Is to enrich the betterment of others. So I want to implore all those people that God has given the power to should assist the community. And how they can assist community is to get these people fixed in, to celebrate these people, not nudity that will not be celebrating.
Celebrate excellence.
Yes, celebrate excellence.
In 30 seconds, my time is gone. The word of admonition, conclusion generally to parents, to government and everybody, and even to this younger generation themselves.
Thank you, Mr. Moderator. In summary, what I want to play to our younger ones is commitment, hard working, and the system might be corrupt. That doesn't mean you should corrupt too. With you, with all of us, we can rejuvenate this community, this system to a better one that we know Africa contest for. And to the side of the government, I want to plea to the government to celebrate all our genius, all our academic genius. Let them be fixed into the system so that they can be a positive, good role model to the younger ones.
I want to sincerely appreciate you. My guest on today's edition of the program, that is Nurse Fanny Olumide. Thank you for coming. And our viewers, this is Convenience Sport, where we draw the curtains on today's edition of the program. God's willing, next week when we come with another topic of discussion. Until then, I want to appreciate all members of my production crew. I want to appreciate the DGPS, Jolade Barola Victoria, and the director of television, Adeola Adebayo, and my producer, Adesoye Awodeji. Oluwatobi Babarinde is my name. God bless you. Really good. Role Model, Role Model. Role Model is a program designed to appeal to the consciousness of our youth in choosing the right path in life and to de-emphasize the importance of finding shortcuts to success. These and many other issues will be the focus on Role Model. Join Oluwatobi Babarinde on OSBC TV, channel 113 on Start Time and 502 on Free TV every Monday 6:30 p.m. to 7 p.m. Role Model, it promises to be educating and interesting. Watch out.